Hello, everyone. I am your host, Danny, aka Croc. Welcome to the Comics Amino podcast, the first ever episode of Comics Amino exclusive podcast. I have guests here.
Jeez, that was so terrible. Hey, don't say exclusive podcast because it sounds like it's a paid service.
I said the same thing over again.
Amazon's Prime's podcast.
This isn't. Let's continue. We're not deleting this.
Hey everybody, it's Danny here with another Comics Amino podcast. It's also another Comics Amino exclusive podcast with your contestants. I mean panelists. Columbox, Jasper Block, and Shane Block. We are going to talk about the Fox deal.
Thank you, Shane. Thank you. Our first topic of the day is the Marvel Shakeup that's been going on currently. A lot of books have been hitting the chopping block right now. Some books won't make it till March. It's crazy. It's a massacre. We've lost to books like Unbelievable Gwenpool, Iceman, Luke Cage, Generation X, Hawkeye, She-Hulk, Guardians of the Galaxy, and the list goes on.
I'll tell you why. Because, look, I haven't read any of those books.
A moment of silence for these books.
And No, I don't think anyone's really reading those books. I heard Luke Cage is really good. No,
I just so happen to find Kelly Thompson's Hawkeye to be the best thing coming out of Marvel right now.
Yeah, but they're gonna reboot it with a number one just because number one sell.
Yeah, and then they're going to
like some of these books are like, okay, just wait a couple months till they reboot the title.
Like Luke Cage is coming back. Luke Cage is gonna come back.
Luke Cage isn't going to be just gone from the Marvel universe. Yeah. These are all titles that are going to get a new number one eventually down the road.
Well, I hope
for now they're gone.
If Gwenpool needs to fucking disappear.
Same thing with Iceman.
It's not that bad actually. Yeah.
It's
not. I mean, that's the thing. Gwenpool could disappear, and I don't know. I thought she was an interesting character, and it was a good book, but
characters that don't need to exist will disappear. But I mean, you need a Luke Cage title. You need a Hawkeye title.
Yeah, it's not like Jean Grey is going to suddenly disappear just because her book was canceled.
Yeah,
she's got her own resurrection going on right now,
and she'll come back.
Luke Cage season 2 is going to come out, and then new Luke Cage series.
Exactly.
It's not going to.
But just another thing, it's really hard to sell Luke Cage right now because they already canceled. They canceled Luke Cage and Iron Fist. I don't understand why. That
was a great book.
Okay book. Yeah, but I mean, it's just hard to sell for some reason. Iron Fist, you can sell that thing like crazy. Everybody wants some Iron Fist. Mm-hmm. I don't understand why nobody really wants Luke Cage. But I will say
is Iron Fist outselling Luke Cage?
Yeah, by a lot.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Now the current Iron Fist book, Ed Brisson, I think he's his comic right there. It has a bunch of old Bruce Lee tropes in it, especially in what's the one Bruce Lee movie where he's going through the temple and at the very top he fights Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Enter the Dragon?
Probably.
Yeah, it's Enter the Dragon.
Enter the Dragon. I believe it's Enter the Dragon.
I mean, it's basically just a parody of that. And it's just
that's what the series should have been.
And that's cool.
But the Netflix series is just about a whiny brat who's like, I am the Iron Fist.
Yeah, but the Netflix series doesn't translate. Iron Fist fans are still going to be Iron Fist fans in the comics. I know. But what I'm saying are still written consistently. I mean, obviously, the Iron Fist show isn't probably going to pull in that many more comic book readers, but it's still probably
I don't see many new fans coming in and be like, I need to read Iron Fist after watching that show.
Isn't there 2 Iron Fist runs right now anyway? The regular Iron Fist run and the one with the freaking 6-year-old girl who the Iron Fist.
That was a really bad comic, but I was really excited for I was really excited for that because I liked the 6-year-old girl when she was introduced. But
anyway,
it was
the
just
point
not
is
good.
with that, it's just like you can do a lot more with Iron Fist than you can do with Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Can you?
Well, I mean,
Luke Cage
you can,
has like,
but
Luke Cage is super interesting.
Really though?
Yeah, I really like Luke Cage.
I mean, like his character, you can't really take it out of the basic foundation very much.
I mean,
you can do
even with
anything
Iron Fist,
really, but I mean,
Iron Fist is like he's a martial arts guy. He's gonna punch some people.
It's all
Luke
really
Cage is just a super strong guy.
But like Luke Cage, he's like you can do Power Man stories. You can do the Luke Cage like Family Man stuff. There's like
Luke Cage has always been really special for me because
you can
of that.
do so much. You can do really dark stories with Luke Cage. You can do really light stories with Luke Cage.
Like you got all these costume characters, and you got this guy wearing a yellow shirt. So there's a difference, and I remember when I was first introduced to Luke Cage when I was reading comics several years ago. It was just like this, like you got all these crazy costumed heroes, and you just got Luke Cage, and it's a little bit of juxtaposition. I feel like.
Let's not forget his crazy costume. He did have one. It was the
but that's like the 70s.
Yeah, it's Power Man and Iron Fist. Like some great stuff. Some classic.
Another thing I would like to point out with the cancellation stuff, it seems that U.S. Avengers, Uncanny Avengers, and Occupy Avengers, all Avengers runs that aren't regular Avengers are all gone.
Oh yeah, they got axed too.
Well, I think
I didn't mention all the books that were axed, but yeah, those are some as well. And
I was going to read U.S. Avengers, just I never got around to that.
That's definitely a branding thing because Infinity War is coming around, and they don't want like someone's gonna come in their store. I'm like, can I read Avengers? I want to read the current Avengers.
They're definitely trying to have their best hand out right now, and
the comic book. The comic book owner would be like, "Oh, okay, what do you want to read? Occupy Avengers, U.S. Avengers?" You know, like they're like, "No, I just want to read Avengers." Like, it's just for simplicity's sake, having one title is smart.
Yeah,
but that definitely doesn't apply with X-Men, apparently.
Yeah. I think Marvel just finally realized that they just can't sustain having like 40 different series going on at once. And
Marvel needs to cut like they had like 52 series out the last I checked, and I'm like, you need to cut that shit down. Did you not see what DC? You not see what happened to DC? Like no one can read 52 titles.
There's no need for solo X books anymore that aren't like Cable and stuff.
I'm kind of excited for the Jean Grey book.
But
an interesting lineup.
It's getting canceled too.
I feel less like it's canceled. I feel like it was only canceled because there's no story to tell now that Phoenix Resurrection's going on now.
Yeah, you kind of got that going on.
Isn't there X-Men Red? Isn't that?
Oh yeah, that's coming soon.
Sorry, not Jean Grey, but X-Men Red. I'm excited for X-Men Red.
Yeah, X-Men Red. Yeah.
Speaking of Jean Grey, I hope that Hopeless, whenever Jean Grey ends, he finds another X book that's not. He writes a Weapon X, right? Or did that get canceled?
No, Weapon X is still going. Generation X was canceled.
Generation X. That book was just bad.
I mean,
so just to change gears a little bit, with other Marvel things going on, we got Brian Michael Bendis leaving Marvel, which means Defenders is inevitably ending.
Oh,
and
God,
the Miles Morales book is up in flux, and obviously
they found
it's just it's a good feeling that Bendis is gone because he has gone downhill. He used to be a great writer. I mean, his Ultimate Spider-Man stuff is probably the best Spider-Man run of all time. Like, arguably,
Ultimate Spider-Man is one of my favorite books of all time. It's one of my favorite Spider-Man stories I've ever read, and it's a huge staple of one of my first favorite comics. And to see, current Bendis books is really disappointing because,
hopefully he can find a new revival over at DC.
Yeah, he's lost his flair. I mean, he still writes sometimes interesting dialogue.
Maybe the change of environment with him being at DC will help a lot.
I would hope so.
At the same time.
But what is he going to write over at DC?
He needs to go back
because
to
Marvel's been treating their writers very badly lately.
I hope that over at DC he gets on Justice League and saves it.
That would not be surprising at all. But I really want
because Justice League is such a terrible book right now.
but I want him on like a, I don't know, like bring back the Question. Gotham Central.
Stay away from the Question.
But like I want him to do a noir book again, like a crime book.
Column, the one and only Question fanboy.
I think Mark would like to have a word with you, Shane. Mark's also a huge fan.
I know quite a few people that are fans of.
Yeah. Question is a fan favorite.
The Question is kind of like
Justice League Unlimited show.
Your underrated superhero fan.
But you know what's
favorite.
also a fan favorite? The Amazing Spider-Man.
And now that Dan Slott is leaving it. Yeah.
Oh, great transitions, guys. 10 of
them. Yeah. Very solid, Shane. Thank you.
Solo as heck.
So yeah, Dan Slott's leaving Amazing Spider-Man, but he's not going too far away as he's moving to the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man book. That's
just a rumor.
Oh,
that's a rumor that I found out. Back in September 2nd, there was a big old leak. It may not be true at all, but the amount of stuff that they got right with it. This was before Axel Alonso and Bendis left, by the way. And so, like, what they said with Dan Slott is that they want him off of Amazing Spider-Man because it's just not selling anymore. Amazing Spider-Man's gone.
No, it's selling, but critically, it's getting panned. It's just lambasted. I haven't read a good Amazing Spider-Man issue in so long.
And that's why they want, but for fear that Slott would go over to like DC, they're not taking Spider-Man away from him. They're just,
they don't want to lose another A-lister.
So they may put him on Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, as much as it pains me to say it, Dan Slott is an A-lister. He has draw. Like some people, like they know his name. Like he's got.
Another rumor is that Nick Spencer would be taking over Amazing Spider-Man.
If you told me this about 3 years ago, I would have been over the moon because his Superior Foes of Spider-Man was amazing. It's hilarious. It's so funny, but Secret Empire, man.
But I mean, like,
still do it. Like he's to me, so I think he can still do that, but unless he turns it into a political commentary thing, then
when you can do political commentary, just don't make it so.
I don't there's no need.
I haven't.
There's no nuance to it. He's just like.
But I heard it
doing like political things with Captain America works more than doing stuff with Spider-Man.
with every single Marvel book. Just more political commentary over here, and every other book is talking about the current American landscape.
Black Bolt's a king. Wow, that's crazy. He's a monarch. We gotta take him down.
Speaking of Black Bolt, Royals was also canceled. So yeah, I'm not surprised after the Inhumans TV show.
It seems like after the Inhumans TV show bomb, and then the Fox Disney merger that is inevitably happening. It seems like the Inhumans push is finally dead.
Well,
which I'm actually quite sad about because it feels like the Inhumans deserve a place in Marvel somewhere.
Yeah, they still are good characters.
They do deserve a place, but that place is not replacing the X-Men.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's but Marvel, they're not going to do that. They're not going to find a place for the Inhumans. That's all they were.
They will. I'm just saying, nobody's gonna care.
They're bringing back the FF and the Fantastic Four and the Inhumans have had a long history to.
Yeah, you can.
Who said they're bringing back the FF? They only got the Thing in Human Torch and the Containment book right now.
Yeah, but with the leaked art from Alex Ross.
Oh, and with the Fox deal coming about.
And with the Fox deal, it's gonna come back.
Yeah, things are slowly, inevitably gonna start.
But it's kind of a weird thing because, like, I want them back, but then I'm like, they had such a good send off, but I want them back.
Yeah, I mean, if the Department of Justice blocks the deal,
I think it's more.
We'll be back.
Oh no!
To the first point.
I actually want them to get rid of that deal. The deal scares the heck out of me. Because
I just wanted Marvel to get their rights back.
Not
the greatest film company of all time.
This is what Disney should get: the rights to the Fantastic Four, the rights to the X-Men,
the rights to whatever characters they
the remaining rights to Star Wars, and then Avatar. That's all Disney gets.
Yeah,
not the entire
that'd be cool.
division.
Because maybe they can cancel Avatar and we can all be happy.
God, I wouldn't be surprised if that movie came out and it bombed.
I love James Cameron's just like, I mean, like, if Avatar came out today, nobody would have seen it.
I'm James Cameron.
I'm not saying that no one would have seen it, but I don't think it would have been the cultural... it
wouldn't have been the top grossest movie of all time.
No, I don't think it would have. And, like, if you watch that movie, it's bad. It's not a good movie.
Top grossest movie.
It was just something that, like, broke people's minds in the time it came out.
It's got really cool special effects. But they're a little dated.
That's sort of with the original Star Wars. They're not the best movies of all time, just they're cult classics, and because of the amazing effects.
But Star Wars has interesting characters that you like. Can you tell me the main character's name to Avatar?
No, it's just this blue guy.
Exactly.
No, he's not even the blue guy. He's this military guy who's turned into a blue guy in his eye.
I remember his name. It's because I have a knack for remembering bad characters' names.
Let me guess. Is his name Michael, Jake, Jack, Paul, or anything like that?
Jake Sully.
Oh wow! My favorite character.
Close, Shane.
It's terrible. It's a pretty bad movie.
Give him 2014.
So I don't know why
best baby
James
boy
Cameron's
name.
like, oh, we're gonna make not one sequel to Avatar, but we're gonna make we're gonna make 6.
5. Yeah, 5
we're
or
gonna
6.
make an extended universe.
And I'm just like, I don't care.
It's been how many years since Avatar came out?
I've not talked to a single person. I'm like, are you excited for the Avatar sequel? And they're like, yeah, man, I'm super excited. No one's excited for that sequel.
Well, I mean, like, with the effects of Avatar, it sort of is gonna remind me whenever they cast Trigon. If that's a thing. Hopefully that's
great transition. Another from your boy Shane.
Like
10 out of 10.
So the Titans TV show has really been shaping up lately. I've been really excited with the costumes reveals for Hawk and Dove and Robin. They all look amazing.
I'm so shocked that they actually pulled off the Hawk and Dove look.
Exactly. Yeah. Like,
because when I first saw the picture, I was like, that's like art.
That's fan art.
And then I looked into it. I'm like, nope, those are real people.
I'm just afraid on what's going to happen whenever they get into the characters who have to have effects in their costumes, like Starfire, Beast
Boy.
Because I mean, if you've seen Runaways,
I've been forced to watch Runaways, and he's not a fan.
They haven't run away yet.
Yeah, it's episode 8, and they still haven't run away.
What is up with that?
I enjoy the show. I think it's like they're building it up. They're getting there, but yeah, it's not ideal.
I think in
how are they gonna?
The third issue they run away. The third issue.
Yeah. Jasper's clearly not a fan. But to get back on topic for a second, the special effects are kind of something that's really up in the air due to us not knowing much about the DC streaming service in general and not knowing what the budget is for Titans. Obviously, with the costumes, it looks like
I would think with the casting of Beast Boy,
they're pretty confident.
There's got to be a fair amount of effects budget.
Well, you see,
because literally all of Superboy, it's not Super Beast Boys.
I'm just wondering what Trigon would actually look like because with the casting call that they sent out.
Yeah,
is he even the main villain?
They've been putting it up that like, oh, it's going to be Brother Blood, but then just recently they're like, no, Trigon.
Well, I mean, like
the casting call came out. This is what the casting call says. It says like looking for a guy named Evan Logue, He's male, late 30s and 40s, Caucasian, charismatic. A cult leader attempting to reunite his family. So you obviously see the Raven tie there. Central role for the series finale. Recurring guest star.
For series finale.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
Brother Blood's going to be like the season-long kind of thing. They're going to be like,
That would be cool. Like have
and then-
Brother Blood lead up into Trigon with all that weird cold
kinda-
blood stuff.
It's kind of like a mix of Judas Contract. And,
I would think that
a bit of-
Trigon would be a better second season villain. I mean, I
I
guess
think
if
they're
he's
going to
be
build
at
him
the-
up for a second season.
Yeah, because
Obviously.
you want to have the character interactions with like Raven and the team. I think it will.
I think it will.
I think that's gonna print. I
Yeah.
think that's gonna print money. Honestly.
Yeah, Titans. Like you got Dick Grayson, and I don't know how wouldn't be able
Hey,
to.
What
I mean,
characters
we still have to wait to see the footage. See,
Just look at Teen Titans Go. Like the
Mhm.
like.
what villain would you want to see?
People are clamoring for some Titans.
yeah.
I would
So-
like to see. I would like to see like a Dr. Light in it.
I know this might be. I want to see the Joker's daughter.
Oh, Jewel Dent.
Yeah.
That's a character.
I like that.
That's a character.
I like that'd be a fun like side story for them to do.
If
Not
they do any
in the-
side stories,
not
they
in the-
better have
Not in the first season. I think you need to establish the
Mhm.
team.
Yeah, and they're already they're doing a little bit of Batman. They've already been like casting call for like what people think is a young Bruce Wayne and a young Dick Grayson. So it's up
You
in the
know-
air how close.
Hey,
and
you know
how-
what I want? Aqualad. Boom.
I
That
mean,
makes this show
What
perfect.
Aqualad?
you want Garth
I don't
or
really care.
Calderon?
I don't really care for Garth or Calderon. It could be either one.
Hmm
I just want Aqualad.
I mean, that's the thing, legacy characters, because obviously you have Robin, but and it's up in the air. There might be a Roy Harper and there might be a Wonder Girl, but that's all rumored. So we don't know how deep they're going into the legacy of other Justice League
And
characters.
the Titans cast and the Titans is going to be on the DC streaming service, right?
Yeah, it is. Along with Young Justice season 3.
Well, I mean, like, I wonder what would happen if they brought
I don't think that
Wally
would work
from
just
The
because,
Flash.
Yeah.
over on there.
the budget. I mean, you got a CW show with Wally West, and like the costume looks like it's from a CW show, and then you got all these Titans costumes. I feel like the tonal shift wouldn't work. I feel like the Titans thing is trying to be its own thing on its own separate universe, and I'm ultimately okay with it because I feel like Titans is going to blow everything the CW's done out of the water. So, yeah, I don't think there's going to be a connection. We might get a classic pre-52 Wally West. I wouldn't be surprised if we got that at some point, but yeah, I
mean,
don't
the
think we're
best
going to get
CW
Keenan Lonsdale
show
onto the show.
Wasn't even originally their show. Constantine.
Oh, dang it. I was trying to come up with a transition over to the Ultimate Universe. I can't do it.
Well, speaking of alternate universes,
Ultimately, this Trigon deal is really exciting. Speaking of ultimately,
ultimately,
Oh, dang it. We had a perfect shot with the
yeah, you could've
standalone
done something
universe
with that,
stuff.
okay, hold on.
I
Let's
completely
go back.
blacked
We're gonna go.
that
We're
out.
gonna
we're gonna go back. Okay.
Okay, all right.
Rewind the footage. Speaking of standalone universes, what about the Ultimate Universe returning to Marvel?
At least maybe an alternate version of the Ultimate Universe. We're not sure that.
Well, because Peter's alive and
Yeah.
Ironheart's
Captain
there.
America's alive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you
It's
got.
just- yeah.
So we're not sure if this is the Ultimate Universe or like another version of it, or like a
it's
So
different
what-
definitely a
version
different.
where time has passed.
What we came up with is it's an ultimate version of
Yeah.
the Ultimate Universe.
Ultimately, we don't know.
Great pun.
But
Did any of you read Spider-Man 2?
Great.
Before?
yeah, we've been reading Spider-Man 2.
Did you read-
I read Spider-Man 2 number 5, but I mean, I'm not a big
okay.
Spider-Man fan, so until I had like
It's a
another
pretty.
user
It was a
explain
pretty
it to
big
me.
disaster until the Ultimate Universe comes up. You can clearly see that Bendis is like, I'm leaving Marvel. This story's kind of a disaster. Hey, let's just throw the Ultimate Universe in there.
Also, bring the Ultimate Universe back and see what they do after that.
Bring back my universe, and then that's what I'm going to drop the mic with.
He changes the fabric of the Marvel Universe, and they're like, I'm done. Like, let's bring the young X-Men back. Okay, other writers, you deal with that.
I mean, with all the books getting canceled, it leaves like the question: like, maybe are they going to make Ultimate books now?
For sure.
Or are they going to?
For sure.
Well, yeah. What the rumor said that I was talking about earlier, what it said is that they're going to bring back the Ultimates, but it's going to be an imprint rather than another universe. Like it's going to be for the teen heroes. Like Miles will become Ultimate Spider-Man again. Yeah, Riri will become Ultimate Iron Man. X-Men Blue will become Ultimate X-Men. Champions will become the Ultimates.
Oh, no.
And no, that's just their name. That's just their name. No. And let's face it, that's better than the Champions.
The Champions is great because it's a callback.
Yeah, it's a callback
to
Champions. What? Something that's also completely different than
that's true. There's nothing like
the
original Champions.
Like it's not even the legacy characters of the same champion.
I mean, and they get Black Widow killed. So, and she was one of the original members of Champions.
Too soon.
Yeah, of course.
They're always gonna come back.
There are no stakes.
She died.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say there's no stakes.
Well, there's no lasting stakes when it comes to death. Nothing's like.
Nothing's cemented unless if your Uncle Ben
Even
or
Gwen Stacy came back.
Like they already threw her on the cover with Hawkeye and.
Wait, considering we're on the topic of the Ultimate Universe, can I talk about how useless Miles Morales has become?
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
The character is non-existent. Like the character that was introduced 5 years ago is completely different. They brought his mom back, so all the character progression with the death of his mom. That's gone. That's like bringing back Gwen Stacy. You don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Peter is now alive. That's like bringing back Uncle Ben. Like, he's a completely different character now. He's just Peter Parker. And like, there's no difference. He has parents. That's like the only difference I can think of. And he's a little less quippy, and he's like a little less sure of himself.
Speaking of that, he killed his parents were dead, and they brought them back.
His dad wasn't dead, but his mom.
I mean, he was practically dead.
Well, he was dead to him because he told him it was Spider-Man. He's like, I don't know how I can cope with this, and then they totally changed that. Like he's a different character.
Yeah, that really sucks.
So I would hope that either what I would want to see happen in the Marvel Universe is that all the young heroes there go there, because
to the Ultimate Universe. Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
That's an interesting.
The 616 was really not working.
That's an interesting way to appease the old fans and then also the new fans that really like these characters. Because I really like a lot of the characters. Exactly. I like Sam Alexander. I like Miles when he was good.
Integration was just a huge problem.
No, it was just.
Speaking of
wanted to
new
cram it in.
Characters, Shazam's movie is filming now, and they're going the New 52 route, wherever there's just like the good old, Billy Batts is just
what an amazing transition there. That was amazing. That was.
I don't know. I did it once, and then now I have to do it. You could have thought of a better one.
Like, well, Marvel. Let's talk about the original Captain Marvel, Billy Batson.
I feel like it's just like a contest now.
Yes.
Who can make the best transition?
Contest of champions?
Shut up, Jasper.
Anyway, what hopes do you guys have with the Shazam
I'm really excited for it, actually.
Yeah, David Sandberg is directing the movie. And you got Zachary Levi starring.
You got
no word if
Jake.
It's not looking.
Jake something. The kid from It.
Yeah, they got that one kid from It to play Captain Marvel.
And they have
it's so great. And
they got Dr. Savannah as a possible villain.
Played by Mark.
What?
Strong.
The rumor is it's played by Mark Strong. So
yeah, that could be interesting.
Is Yeah, okay. Mix the overlying New 52 storyline with Dr. Savannah and Black Adam. That'd be
If yeah,
Yeah, you have
yeah,
Black Adam
that'd
set
be
up
pretty
for
cool.
the future, and then
A lighter version of the New 52 story. I don't want Billy Batson the brat. I want Billy Batson like the fucking kid.
Yeah.
I feel like we can have
I
him
prefer
grow.
Billy Batson the
Bat?
because
The
like
Bat?
that no. I am Billy Batson. I
Son of
am
the Bats.
dark.
I am
I am vengeance. I am night. I am Batson.
Oh man, what a great!
And then he's
what a
like,
great character.
Shazam. Batman.
Shazam's coming out. It's like started filming now.
Has it started
You've got a whole. Yeah, it's. Well, I think it's going to start in a couple days, or it's about to start filming. So, it's set for April 2019 release. I'm worried about the script because I feel like we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know how long it's been worked on.
They've been casting this movie left to right before the DCEU even
Yeah,
started.
they're like, oh, here's Black Adam. Let's just put a pin on
Yeah,
this.
for like I think it was like 4 years of like, hey, The Rock's gonna play back Black Adam, and we're like, oh, okay. I think he
what?
would have been a better Shazam.
Mhm.
I mean, you see that new?
I don't agree with that. I like Zachary Levi as Shazam.
No, I like Zachary Levi, but I'm saying like if they were gonna cast him in The Rock in a Shazam role 4 years ago,
You know
he
what-
would have been the better Shazam choice. Like, have you seen that?
Well, he's
You know it'd be funny if they took that one rumor that John Cena was
Oh
going to
my
be
goodness,
Shazam
I hated
and
that
made
so
it
much.
true. Well, then it's John Cena versus The Rock.
Can
It's
you
just
smell what The
WrestleMania
Rock
all
is
over again.
cooking?
Oh my!
You can't see me, Shazam!
WrestleMania quotes back and forth to each other throughout the whole entire movie. That's just what it is. It'd be a 10 out of 10 movie. I think everyone would line up to see that. But the thing with the Shazam movie is it's coming out a month apart from or like in the same year as a Captain Marvel movie by Marvel with Brie Larson. So that's going to be not only confusing, but it's going to be a big boost for both of those characters at the same exact time. And I'm really excited to see.
Well, how I'm going to think about it is just like he's only going to call himself Captain Marvel because he can't call himself Shazam, or else
He's
he'll,
probably gonna call himself
turn
Shazam.
randomly.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Yeah, he's probably gonna call himself Shazam.
It's DC making air bubbles for Atlanteans to talk to each other. That was so bad.
Yeah, they're gonna retcon that, but still, just like.
I mean, like the entire thing with Captain Marvel Jr. How would he call himself Captain Marvel Jr. then?
Shazam Jr.
Because
Because
he's gonna call himself Captain Marvel.
I mean, like, remember how the original origin, he can't call himself Captain Marvel because that's what changes him. So he calls himself CM3.
Which is a great name. So
Great name.
yeah.
Sounds like something that you'd hear in the NFL rather than
It's a big question mark on how David Sandberg is going to make the Shazam movie turn out, and how they're going to deal with the powers, and how they're going to deal with the Shazam family. But I'm really excited to see how it turns out, and I think that it has a lot of potential on its hands. So
if I don't see a tiger,
Well, about things that
Come
we
on,
already
Tony the
know
Tiger.
about, like all the stuff that's happened in
Yes, if I don't see
2017.
him.
Shane,
I'm
stop.
gonna
We're not ready yet. We're still talking. But yeah,
I don't care. I'm more important.
no, I'm actually really conflicted. Would you guys want to see Tony the Tiger in the Shazam movie?
No.
Yes.
Yes, I want to see Uncle Marvel,
Uncle Marvel.
especially since they may have casted what was his name, the guy
Walking
from
Dead, Jerry.
Walking
Yeah.
Dead. Especially since they casted Jerry as Dudley.
Oh yeah, no, they casted him as the
Foster parent.
Yeah,
But I mean, like that would be funny if he was Dudley, and like he was Uncle Marvel. That would make everything for me. I would see everything in my life.
Either way, I think the casting is on point for this movie, so I'm just excited to see the first look of it. But speaking of
things we've already seen, haha, beat you there.
Yeah, I had nothing. Let's talk about 2017 and what we thought of the year with comic books, comic book TV shows, and comic book movies. And let's go through our best of. So I want to start with Column because I feel like he hasn't had enough to say, and I want to give him the spotlight. So
yeah, I have the least to say.
Oh, sorry,
here,
Column. What are you talking about there?
What was your favorite comic book of the year, Column?
I would probably say. Let's switch to someone else.
Yeah, we can switch to somebody else. I already have. If anyone's ready,
I'm ready.
Do I have to pick something that's like currently going on?
Well, I mean, just something 2017.
Just anything. It could be an ongoing book. It could be like a special, stuff.
Well, I like that one story by Denny O'Neil in the Christmas special. Now let me think of the rest.
Okay.
Because I need good Batman stories, and I've been reading a comic by some King guy. You might have heard of him.
Tom King.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's switch to someone else and come back.
Okay, Colin. Sorry for putting the pressure on you immediately. We can. So Shane said he's ready, so we can. Shane can hit us off.
So my favorite comic of the year, I've narrowed it down to 3 things. It would have to either be 4 Kids Walk into a Bank by Matthew Rosenberg, which is this. What if Wes Anderson did Reservoir Dogs?
Holy shit.
That's what this comic would be. And it does it brilliantly. It's funny. It's emotional. It's just all around a badass comic. And I would suggest picking it up. Another thing that I really like this year would have to be the Darkhawk number 51 Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
That was my favorite thing to come out of all that nostalgic stuff with Silver Sable and the Wild Pack, all that stuff, because it's just like hopefully my Marvel got my emails and makes it an ongoing. Because that was just a beautiful comic. Emails. And they set
Continue
up
the comic.
And then there's but what I think is my favorite one by far is Batman Creature of the Night.
Oh god, that's awesome.
Which leads as a follow-up to, you remember Superman Secret Identity, that comic back in 2004, where it takes Superman and puts him in the real world? Well, it's also done by Kurt Busiek here, but it's done in a way more special way.
Yeah, there's a psychological part of it, and you don't know exactly what's happening. I don't want to spoil it for people, but
I don't want to spoil it because it's too good. I already spoiled it to Danny in the back before we got into this
Honestly,
call.
It made no sense to me. I have to read it just to understand what you were talking about. So
it's a little bit sad that's been overlooked by the other great Batman stories of the year, like Batman the White Knight and Batman the Dark Prince Charming.
And Batman by Tom King.
Stop.
Shut up, Danny. Shut up.
But yeah.
And I don't exactly have a favorite comic TV show this year. I didn't really like anything. I watched all of Defenders and I was just like, no, that was bad.
Fun with Defenders.
I didn't even finish Punisher, but I thought it was good. And I don't watch CW, Hulu.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And my favorite movie by far is Logan. There shouldn't even be a reason to explain that.
Yeah, it's understandable. Logan was... I was worried about this because I feel like, for the movie, everyone's just going to say Logan. So I tried to differentiate it a little bit, so we didn't... So mine wouldn't be like I'm just going to choose Logan. Because honestly, if we're being honest, I think Logan was the best comic movie of the year, and there's no contest there. Okay, moving right along. I don't think we should talk. I mean, like, it's Logan. Is there anything else that needs to be said? Greatly acted.
Patrick
greatly
Stewart should have
directed.
got a nomination for Best Supporting Actor, but he didn't.
Yeah.
One thing that
Well, I
One
mean,
thing that
the
bothered
Oscar
me, though,
nominations
like,
are out
though
yet,
I
so
love-
maybe he still has a chance, but I don't think so.
though I loved Daphne Keene's X-23, I didn't like how much they differentiated X-23's origin. Because
Yeah.
her 2005 miniseries, that was one of the best comics I've ever read.
I mean, it's a pretty similar story, except they substitute Sarah with Logan.
I substitute Sarah with that one, random lady at the beginning of the film.
Yeah.
No, it's
I can't
it's
remember
Logan.
her
It's
name.
like, yeah, sure, Sarah's her mom, but like Logan's it's the
I mean, Sarah
yeah, but
dies at the end of the
parental
thing.
figure. Like they changed that. Like I don't know. I really liked it. I'm fine when you can make changes to the source material. It's just you have the
Well, no, that's not what I meant by the movie. I mean, like, the original basis. Like, how X-23 was just a kid given these abilities instead of a clone.
Mhm.
And stuff, and just, like, all that stuff. It just
Yeah.
didn't really jumble
I thought
with
it was
me well.
like it wasn't a clone, but there were clones. They had played with that idea with X-24, and I don't know. I really liked it. I thought it balanced.
X-24 should have been
Dakin sucks. Dakin sucks. Go home.
Taken does suck.
Speaking of superhero kids, my favorite comic of the year was probably Renew Your Vows and Superman, until they changed the artist on Renew Your Vows in the
I think
latest issue.
okay, my favorite like single issue is that one issue with Swamp Thing and Batman.
That's a good
I thought
issue.
that was great. My
That's
favorite
good.
series of the year, and I
That's
feel like it's almost
Oh.
everyone's favorite series of the year.
Invincible.
Oh, like
Can you,
Stop doing that. Like, seriously. Invincible's been dead for how long?
What?
And they just...
what?
oh, Jasper's
What?
about to go up in arms.
series, didn't the
Ooh.
series
No,
end?
the series is gonna end this month.
Okay.
No, but
Jasper's about to blow up.
To be honest with me, that drop of quality the second they switched the entire tone of the book to this weird,
whoa,
gory
whoa.
blood fest.
No spoilies.
I'm
man.
still reading
no
it.
spoilies.
It's in the first arc.
Shh! I haven't read the first arc yet.
No, it's not even. It's not even a
Shane, just
spoiler.
stop.
It's just how
Shane,
they changed
wait.
every. Okay, I'll stop.
To think
I'll
about
stop.
his dad. Think about his dad. Is that
Okay,
it?
spoiler.
No, I was talking about how the
spoilers for
thing turned into a
Invincible.
gory blood fest.
Maybe ahead. So just
No, Jasper.
well, no, not from
No,
me. I
Jasper.
wouldn't spoil it,
No,
but
no.
like it seems like
No spoilers. Keep.
Anyway,
listening.
Jasper, what's
My
your
favorite
actual favorite
comic
comic
book
of the year?
series, either Superman or Super Sons, and like it's kind of hard to differentiate them because they're so, like, I mean, Super Sons was kind of born out of Superman.
Yeah,
Well,
Superman
it's
is
easy
mostly.
to differentiate them.
Superman has a
because-
lot of just John.
Yeah, and I think, and the
But
John and
they,
Damien, the John and
Like,
Damien
sorry.
relationship is so good. Like, if you guys have been keeping up with the Titans of Tomorrow event, like they finally,
Damien finally called John his friend.
yeah.
It was so
Oh
sweet.
wow, that's great. Being Damien's friend. Yeah.
No, I think that Super Sons has been a really solid book, and seeing their chemistry and their relationship grow. I know not everybody is a fan of Damian Wayne. Obviously, we know that due to listening to this podcast alone.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I love
Yeah,
Damian.
wait. Yeah, is everyone a Damian Wayne fan here?
I hate Damian Wayne. No.
Yeah, I'm not a Damian Wayne fan. I wouldn't call myself a Damian Wayne fan, but I don't
he's
mind
my
him.
favorite Robin, and I always
I
get
find
crap for it.
Okay, that's a little bit
You see-
ridiculous
see,
right there.
it's always something like that. He's my favorite
Yeah.
Robin.
Jasper, are you crazy? He's just They put another Batman with Batman. What's the point?
No, they didn't put another Batman
He
with
can
Batman.
do anything. So what's the point?
They put that's actually
Yeah.
a perfect dynamic. Batman sees how stupid he is.
Yeah, like you see, he's
And they just like, okay, you know what? I gotta
But-
change right now. And then he goes marry Catwoman in her book.
It's all Damien's fault.
No, I think Damien's a good character, and he does, and I think he brings a lot to the DC universe.
Sure.
He's definitely better in Rebirth than he was in New
he has such a
52.
great character
I've
progression.
heard Damien,
Like
man.
he is a
Yeah, I think
he is a
overall,
character that
all-
like totally changes. Like if you go read it, like Batman and Son, and then you go
Mhm.
read Super Sons, like
yeah,
they don't feel like different characters. It feels like the same character, but you can see that he's progressed.
yeah, and I think that's something really cool about the character.
And
Sometimes he's ran out of character, like in Judas Contract,
and progression is
I mean the Lazarus Contract, but
the progression in comics is a rare thing.
yeah,
like-
Yeah.
so it's nice to have something constant, and but like, yeah, it's good.
I mean, yeah, I think have we all read Superman here or Super Sons or?
Would
I'm not.
a little
uh,
bit of it because I'm not really a big Superman fan. Yes, I'm not a
I'm
big
a big-
Spider-Man and Superman
wasn't
fan.
like,
Come
I'm
at
a,
me in
like-
the comments.
I like Superman, but like I didn't read like, and I read like quite a few of his comics, but like I never became like a hardcore like when is Superman coming out until like Rebirth, where I was like
Same
I
here.
need
Yeah, Peter Tomasi
same
just
oh
threw that away.
Peter J.
Yeah.
Tomasi can write Damian Wayne like nobody else. He writes it better than Grant Morrison, and Grant Morrison created the character. Like
Well, that's why he can't write him. Because he created it.
Calm,
Because
I
Damien's-
swear.
Colin's just like
Where was I going?
Calm is so negative about
just
Damien.
shocked.
Like,
You're just like I can't continue.
Well, anyway, what's your favorite TV show, Jasper? 'Cause-
Favorite TV show? I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I thought Defenders had its moments, but overall was kind of meh.
It was going so good at the
Like, I
beginning.
think-
and just
I think the best
Brent.
parts is with Daredevil and Jessica. Yeah,
Matt and Jessica.
those are the best
Yes,
parts of the show.
and that one episode whenever they're in the Apollo Theater
Oh,
here, and that
the
took
best
forever.
episode is the Chinese restaurant one
yeah, that's a good one.
for sure.
Oh yeah,
hmm
The Red
I mean,
Dragon or
the-
something.
I also like the
Well, I
fight
mean-
scene episode where they fight
I
inside.
like
me if
I
I'm
like
wrong.
the fight scene. I don't like how it's all white. I know it's like they're bad guys and that's their color, but like
Mhm. Well, that whole scene's really
Correct me
cheesy,
if I'm
but it's
wrong.
great.
but the abandoned theater that they hide out in, isn't that the same theater that Hulk and Abomination were fighting in?
possibly
Maybe.
Yeah, because I
I
feel
mean-
like that would be
because
a cool
they have
reference
referenced that
because
fight before. Ben
Yeah,
Urich,
that was
was
the-
the
that
one
was-
that wrote the article
Wrote
about
an
it.
article about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was cool.
That's as much connection as we'll get to the
No,
MCU.
but it like
references.
people keep
And
saying that like
places.
the Netflixers don't feel part of the part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is not true. Go watch Runaways, and then you go, what?
Yeah, then there's no
Is
connection
this
at
the
all.
same?
It's
We
not
get like 10 Star Wars references an episode, but not a
Hey, they had the same
but not a
news channel.
single Marvel reference. Like, oh my god!
No, they had the same news channel from the the.
Okay,
the
not more than
news.
2 Marvel references. Like you.
they got a news
It wouldn't
channel.
kill
That's
you to
cool.
go like, Iron Man, Tony Stark, Captain America, Steve Rogers.
Wait a minute, that's the actual news channel in New York. That's not a coincidence. What?
I don't know, man. I still like Runaways a lot.
I
but
don't.
Okay. Yeah, we know Jasper.
I'm negative about Damian Wayne. Jasper's
Shut up.
Okay.
Your opinion
anyways.
doesn't count.
You don't matter, Colin. Get out of here. No.
Wow, I just said shut up, Colin.
This is why it's a rotating panel.
Yeah. None of these guys are coming back again. It's over. But no, seriously.
I'm campaigning hard to come back. So, Jasper 2018 podcast extraordinaire.
Mhm.
Speaking of 2018, what's your oh wait a minute, no, Jasper still hasn't told us his favorite movie.
Oh come on, guys, it's Logan. It's like Logan or like
Okay.
Spider-Man: Homecoming, like you know.
Okay.
Wait, can we talk
Alright,
least favorite
Danny's
movie?
turn.
Let's get a little
Danny's turn.
negative.
Oh, least favorite movie? That's hard.
Yeah, because I think
for
that's
me.
actually a bit more interesting than everyone's like, yeah, Logan.
Yeah.
One, everybody hated. Well, one, everybody loved Wonder Woman. I hated it.
I love it until the last 20 minutes. Then it turns into a disaster.
Don't spoil it. I haven't seen it.
Call him stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Here's the thing. Everyone's gonna go, yeah, the worst movie of the year, Justice League. But here's the thing, guys. Justice League was probably one of my favorite movies of the year, and I know and I understand why people don't like it.
No matter how many air bubbles you put around my face to talk to me, I will always keep my opinion about Justice League.
Dude, you haven't even seen
Did they
Justice
really
League.
do that?
They really
That movie's bad.
I know it's bad. I still like it.
There are 10 minutes of great things in that movie that I quite enjoyed. But
and they're not even
the
in the
story
same
is
scene.
garbage.
I'll
All-
tell you
all
the best
the-
thing about Justice League, and I
Wonder
haven't
Woman-
seen it. The Danny Elfman soundtrack. That's
sorry,
the best thing.
that's score. Soundtrack. The
Yeah, the score,
soundtrack
yeah.
is
Sorry.
Soundtrack is used for Star Wars. Score is used for regular film.
No, soundtrack is music.
reversed.
Choices.
Reversed.
No, soundtrack is when you get like a song and you put it into the show. Score is more just like
doesn't
background
matter.
compositional pieces.
Yeah. But the score is
Quick
still
key
on the
sounds in the
soundtrack,
background
which
of
is
the
weird.
movie that made by Danny Elfman.
Riveting conversation about scores and soundtracks.
Yeah, this-
from the Comics Amino podcast.
We're musical geniuses.
But yeah, I really enjoy Justice League. I think my favorite character is Superman. Surprise, surprise, Superman's in this movie. But
Superman's in this movie. He's missing
And
from
he
the
has a
DC extended
CGI
universe.
mustache.
well,
He
Oh
had an
my
awesome
God.
mustache.
he was so
And it
great.
looks
I
weird.
know.
I mean,
I would have.
mean,
Wouldn't you have just preferred Superman to have a mustache for no reason?
Well, just give him a beard, and then boom, it makes sense.
Yeah, I don't understand how he
But
didn't
yeah,
grow
I don't
hair
know.
when
I
he
mean,
was in
give
the
it-
coffin. How did he not grow hair?
Well, actually, there's a
there?
logical explanation to that. You see, whenever Kryptonians are dissolving after they're dead, they don't dissolve. They actually look better whenever they're dying. They resolve all the way down until they're a child, and then they're just these little baby. Okay. Oh God.
it's a rebirth.
And then
Hey,
it's so
good one,
obvious
Colin.
that so many things have been
Good
just
one.
cut from this movie.
Yeah,
like an hour-
and the reshoots are
Probably about
obvious
an
as well.
hour of this movie is just missing.
But I still really enjoy it. I know the plot's garbage, but I really like.
Look, as a
Superman,
As a comic book fan, yes, there are things
I hated that
But-
song.
as a film,
Actually, I gotta
as
get
a
my
film
bass
fan,
guitar out
I
for that.
freaking hate it. I could just go on like an hour-long rant of how Justice League just doesn't really work. But you
Okay,
did say
my favorite TV show. I feel like nobody mentioned it, but it's such a great show. Legion.
Runaways.
yeah, but that's not
Never saw
2017.
Legion.
That's 2016.
Yes, it was. That was spring 2017.
Oh, did it
That's
wrap up?
2017.
Oh,
No, it started in 2017.
it did?
It started and ended in 2017.
What?
It's just been a long time. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it started.
Oh, yeah,
it's
because I would have
December, that
mentioned
thing
it, but I
started,
thought
like-
it was 2016. Shit.
No, it was. Well, I mean, like it definitely ended in 2017, and we're just talking about 2017 and
Yeah,
12,
yeah.
so I know.
My boy
But yeah,
Dan
Legion
Stevens.
was definitely. Yeah, he was great. The acting was phenomenal. I've never been blown away, and like actually, like I was watching this show and I was like legitimately terrified at scenes. I was just like, what's going on?
Yeah, I just randomly thought I do have a favorite
projects
comic
like
TV show.
like Legion
Which is?
and Logan and Deadpool like really make me like want to go like, oh no, Fox finally figured it out and they're giving up.
But then Apocalypse comes out, and you're like,
Yeah,
oh.
and then like okay, all right, give it back. But then like they're doing things like New Mutants, which are just like
yeah,
that's really interesting.
which is
It's
like,
probably
the
gonna be
only
bad.
person
I'm excited
know
for
No,
it.
I mean the cast is good.
Yeah,
You
here he
got a good
comes.
cast. You got it. I don't know. I think horror movies have
Yeah.
hit a resurgence lately. Like
Mhm.
2017 was the year of the horror movie. It felt so. I hope.
2017, you mean?
Yeah, I said 2017. Did I not say?
I thought you said 2018.
Play it back.
No, you
Play
had
it back
a hearing
when you're
problem.
editing this. You'd be like, he did say 2017.
Yeah,
Okay, whatever you
My favorite
And
TV
then-
show was
and then add up
Preacher,
an
actually.
Preacher.
Okay, there we go. There's a Preacher movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. You gotta get some respect for Preacher, even though no, never mind. That started in 2016.
No, but the show's still
Okay,
coming
never
out.
mind.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's still coming out, but I mean, like,
If it's still
Well,
coming
'cause
out,
we-
I'm not gonna be like,
Almost
oh,
all of us said our favorite comic was Superman. That came out in 2016. But like,
yeah, it's just still going
Still
and still,
going,
yeah.
yeah.
So ongoing
Alright,
things that still
alright,
exist
yeah.
in 2017.
okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
because season 2 was actually a lot more about the
Like,
comic
if
than
you
season.
Yeah, her season 1 was like the build up.
if you said All Star Batman was my favorite comic of, or no, I mean All Star Batman and Robin was my favorite comic of the year, then I'd be like, wow,
you're dense.
there's a
I am the Batman.
That's the only.
Come with me, Vicky Vale. The least interesting Batman love interest ever.
Man, they should bring back Silver St. Cloud.
Well.
I'm just saying.
Silver St. Cloud for
She
life.
was amazing. Okay, anyways, to move on to predictions, because my favorite comic was Superman, and we've already talked about that. And my favorite movie was probably like
You
Spider-Man:
didn't- you
Homecoming
didn't
or
ask me
Logan.
what my favorite movie
Oh.
was. Yeah,
this whole
Sounds good.
section
You
is turning
started with
into a
me at the end.
disaster. The other sections were like kind of focused on point.
They're passable.
This one-
but
This one's just like,
well,
Please come back for episode 2, guys.
well, because
the panelists will be different.
well,
Mhm.
yeah,
Then none of them like
sure.
Danny, and like
If
they
we
all
can
like
get
us, but none of
someone-
them like Danny. And like shit,
Yeah.
not coming back
there
for
you go.
episode 2.
yeah.
Yep, that's why we have our own podcast on the Comics Amino channel. That's not
How-
this one. It's
how
called
you-
the Knights of the Round Table.
Oh yes, the Knights of the Round Table.
The Knights of the Round
Spelled with
Comics
2
Amino.
Ks.
And an N.
Yeah.
Wow.
My-
Okay, let's move on to the
my
2018
fa-
predictions because God,
my-
we can't stay on the topic any longer.
Okay, so 2017.
Go on. I haven't seen any of
no,
them, so you can go on.
Yeah, of course you haven't seen anything in 2018.
But here's a
you
prediction.
did.
What are we going to
No, I mean
to
from
explain what the
20.
2018 predictions are, which is, I mean, like it's a self-explanatory title, but what we think are going to be
They're
the best
like
TV shows,
predictions
comics, and movies
next-
of 2018 that are comic related.
Black Panther.
Yeah, I mean, we can start there. Black Panther.
Isn't Infinity
Here's the
War?
thing.
Who
coming
cares?
out in
I feel like
2018?
Infinity War is going to let everybody
So we
down.
should see that.
Well, I also have the same thing with Black Panther. Is I feel like okay, no, never mind. I can't say my thoughts on here. We're on a podcast.
Oh no! Oh no, Shay.
No, I didn't mean like that.
So
No,
something else is getting cut. Great.
So I don't know. While Jasper says that Black Panther is going to be the greatest movie, and I think that's going to be the greatest MCU movie of the year.
I want it to be.
Ant-Man and the Wasp looks good, but we haven't seen enough of it to really be able to say
I'm
anything.
too scared.
Yeah,
I'm too
I think
scared
that
for
movie's gonna
Infinity
be a
War.
lot of
I hope
fun.
it's good.
I think, yeah.
I hope for
Yeah.
movies that Aquaman surprises everybody and just does.
No,
amazing.
I
I hope
think
so, too.
Jason Momoa was terrible. I hate him. I hate him.
You hate him? You hate him?
Well, no, I don't hate
Don't
Jason
worry.
Momoa. I've never met the man, so I can't hate him. But I hate his
Portrayal.
of Arthur Curry.
Jasper.
Surfer bro.
Yeah, but that's not his betrayal. That's the Justice League betrayal.
But you need
and
to have
as
the
you
same-
know,
but
with
you need to have the
air
same
bubbles, then James Wan is
Yeah.
going to be doing.
Yeah, James Wan's doing something different. We gotta wait till he.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm literally
for it.
only excited because James Wan is directing. It's the only reason.
He's got
Plus they
Patrick
have-
Wilson.
Plus, they have
Patrick
William
Wilson,
Dafoe
too.
as
But I don't-
Volko. You
Yeah,
got,
Abdul Mateen
I don't
II
care.
as
Oh,
a
yeah.
Black Manta.
I don't care about
And you can hear a
but
different
I don't care
voice
about Amber Heard
And you got
as
episode 1.
Mira.
Mara.
I don't care.
The Aquaman audio series.
You got
coming
Django
soon.
Fett as Aquaman's dad, man.
Stop trying to sell stuff, guys. Come
I-
on now, man. Come on.
Django Fett.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
everyone's favorite Star Wars character.
I like him better than Boba Fett. Boba Fett is overrated. I said it.
They're
Don't at me.
both the Fetts are overrated.
Something.
Jango Fett was
Well-
barely in his movie, and he got
Well,
shot.
something
Okay,
else
same
is
thing with
getting
Boba Fett, but Boba Fett has way more stuff to build onto him in the extended universe that still exists.
Jango Fett had cool stuff in the extended universe. But yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but
Which
that's
isn't
all not
canon.
canon, so it doesn't
It does
matter.
Well,
matter.
then,
it just-
if you're gonna use that logic, then all the stuff that makes Boba Fett cool, it doesn't matter.
Nope, Star Wars:
Yeah.
The Clone Wars is still
But you
canon.
didn't
He
call
was
him
not
Sarlacc
cool in
there.
Star Wars: The Clone Wars. He was freaking annoying.
He tried to kill Mace Windu. What's more cool than that?
No.
Anyways, I think my favorite, the thing I'm most excited for in the movie genre for 2018, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Mhm.
Oh, interesting
yeah.
choice. I'm still
Yeah,
nervous for
oh,
it. I'm
That
nervous.
looks-
Yeah,
I'm nervous for
that
every
looks
Miles
Spider-Man.
related property, but it looks great.
Don't
really
worry.
excited.
That looks great. I don't think they know how to animate at this point.
Do you think love can bloom in the battlefield?
Everything looks choppy.
No, I think.
And we
Well, it comes out literally a year from now, so I mean, things are gonna change.
and I mean the taxi that they focused on in the trailer looked awesome because could you see all of these reflections? I mean I didn't care about the character, but the taxi was amazing.
That taxi.
That
Dang,
damn
that taxi. Oh yeah, and don't get me started on the subway train in that one graveyard. Ooh.
I thought like
That-
You see the pixels on that butte?
Yeah,
Great.
the pop art.
And they
yeah, the
built it
puppet
up.
was cool. It's stylized. It's cool.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
are they
The
going
style, the
for?
art style is
Mhm.
great.
And I think with a little
I-
more time, the
don't
animation will
know.
match it. So
I think the animation is a problem. I think it's a mess in terms of animation. But that's
What
just
about
me.
comics?
comics. Well, me personally, to stab right into it, I'd say that I'm most excited for the Terrifics.
Yes.
Oh, I'm really excited
Yeah.
for everything
Yeah,
that DC has announced with the new
Oh,
age
I'm really
stuff.
excited for Damage as well.
Like, I'm really excited for Silencer, because Dan Abnett's on it and John
and
Romita
who's
Jr.
that Spider-Man
I
character
was
they
just like,
introduced?
Ugh.
That's not like that's
John
just
Romita.
not like shamelessly just Spider-Man in the DC universe.
Oh yeah.
I'm forgetting
Well,
his name,
it's-
but
Sideways.
There we go.
He's not
Yeah,
Spider-Man. He
great.
creates
Well,
portals and
it-
jumps
it-
out
Oh,
of
so
stuff.
Spider-Man mixed with
The dot.
his one villain, the dot, the spot, or
The spot.
or dot.
The
I-
spot.
I,
It's the
apologize.
spot.
I apologize.
How could you
for Spot.
forget the
How could I
spot?
call you the dot? So silly of me.
The spot is mad.
But I think it's time to be
You know what I'm not excited for in
very
comics?
predictable. My most anticipated thing coming out in 2018, the final issue of Invincible.
Yep, there we go. Gotta have Jasper spiel on
Yeah.
Invincible.
Yeah.
How do you feel, Jasper?
Well, I just read the most recent issue that was released, and
Robert
For
and
Invincible.
God,
holy
he's a
shit,
god.
this is gonna be a showdown. It's gonna be quite intense. It's gonna be great. Try not to spoil anything, but
Yeah, me and
my
Jasper have
goodness.
We've been reading through the first compendium together. I've been trying to catch up before the last issue comes out. I'm not sure if I'm.
You
gonna
got a
get there in
month,
time.
Danny. Come on now.
I'm really excited. It's a really good book. But yeah, how about you, Shane?
For me,
Yeah.
comic wise, that's actually really tough. As I don't really have much anticipation for it, I just usually just gonna see how things go.
Yeah.
What I'm really interested in is how the Darth Vader comic is going to go now with the now showdown between Darth Vader and Jocasta
Huh. Oh, Jocasta
in the
Nu?
library. Yeah, Jocasta Nu, she's still alive, and they're fighting in the
That's
library.
amazing. That's a character I never thought I'd hear from again.
she's their duel is set for January.
Cool.
Yeah. They're just gonna have a trivia quiz.
How about you, Colin?
Me, I'm not excited for anything. I'm just gonna wait and see.
It's the most
Well, I
apathetic
think
ever.
we can clearly see that the standout personality of this podcast is Colin.
Yeah.
He's just brimming with life.
He's like a Sean Connery if he was a cyborg. I am
Born.
Sean Connery.
Speaking of Cyborg, my most anticipated TV show of the year is Titans. Even though
he's not even
but
in
he's
it.
a notable
We
Titan.
already
Come on,
talked
okay.
about this.
But Titans looks like such a
Hey,
great show.
unpopular opinion right here. I prefer Cyborg in the Justice League than the Teen Titans.
Cyborg is
What?
Cyborg is boring.
What?
Cyborg is a boring character that needs more to do.
Solo stories to be able.
And when I
define
mean
him.
solo stories, I don't
They
want
got
the
they got the guy from
I a
the
man?
90s show.
Stereotypical-
or am I a
From the
robot?
Spider-Man 90s show.
Am I Bull? What am I? I hate myself.
You know what I am? I'm a football player.
Hey.
All-star! No, you're not. Your entire body's burnt off. Deal with it, Cyborg. Cries about it for a little bit. Cyborg 2017.
17.
That's what that comic was.
Yeah.
There is going to be a Cyborg and Raven comic miniseries in 2018 that I'm really excited for. So,
Oh, wait a minute. That also brought up something else that I have in mind. The Rogue and Gambit series written by Kelly Thompson that's coming out.
ooh,
Cool.
looks interesting.
Rogue and Gambit. Can't wait to see Rogue and Gambit
Should be
together.
interesting.
Should be.
And it's also going to show the first time they ever met, which has never been appeared in comics.
But isn't like all what the X-Men animated series did? It's like, oh, here's Rogue and Gambit.
No, they didn't even show that on the X-Men animated series. They even show that in the X-Men Evolution.
I think he's some of the 90s one.
Yeah, I was talking about the 90s one.
I never thought their characters even interacted with that.
I thought they had a whole arc. I might be wrong, but okay. Is there anything else you guys are predicting for the future that you're really excited to see? That you think is going to blow everyone away?
I haven't watched the
I would hope.
Happy
I would.
yet.
I would hope
the
that
TV
it's Black Panther's box office.
Yeah, same here. That movie looks amazing.
Mm.
The cast is crazy. It's just
Yeah.
I hope it makes bank, and because that's what everyone was nervous about with Wonder Woman, and then that made
Mhm.
bank. So I hope Black Panther can make some bank.
Yeah.
Isn't there like 5 Black Panther titles
Uh,
going
the-
on right
I know
now?
there was Black Panther and the Crew, and that got canceled real
Oh.
quick.
Yeah, there's Black Panther. There's Black Panther. Long Live the King, which is good right now.
Mhm.
There's
And
Black
then there's
Panther.
gonna be that origin series coming out in like January.
Yeah,
His
I'm just
movie's
like,
coming out, so there's a lot
I
of
like
fans
Black
stuff.
Panther just as much as the next
Step
fella,
into
but
the
I mean that's a
spotlight.
little bit extreme.
He has truly stepped into the spotlight.
Yeah, that's finally paying our dues to the king. So I think with that note, we're going to be wrapping it up. So
I love how you
really?
like.
I didn't have a chance to talk,
Colin, I'm sorry.
So Colin,
but in a much more real note.
but
so if
I
Colin
was
ever
gonna
gets a
talk
chance-
now.
Oh,
Okay, so dial this number and vote. Which panelist gets killed off?
and
Don't
why is it
compare me
Colin?
to Jason Todd.
No, the viewers at home have to figure out who gets killed off.
Mhm. Okay, that's actually a good idea.
leave in the comments which one of us you want to
Yeah.
stay.
How about we do that? One
Rest in
one
peace,
person
me.
stays, 2 people
Oh,
are joining.
We're seriously doing that?
So,
I was just doing the whole like
Hey,
Jason
how
Todd
about
thing.
how about
But
this?
okay, yeah, let's do that.
Whichever person
Yeah,
doesn't
let's do it.
whichever person doesn't stay on, whichever person doesn't stay on, they replace them with another person. We just have a rotating cast, but we can come back. with
Yeah,
somebody
it's going to
we
be a
feel like
rotating cast. the Comics Mail podcast is welcome to anybody who has reached level 14. A little bit of incentive there for you guys to keep on using the app,
To have
get those
no
reputation points up,
life
and have no life.
We gotta
It's
get the
raised
popular
up.
members, and I'm a popular
So,
member here, and I'm better than all of
yeah.
you. No, I'm not. You're all great. You're all great members of Comics Amino. Please join our podcast. I'm lonely, and I don't like these guys.
Wow.
Knights of the Round Table podcast.
Wait, I thought
Please join.
I thought we made the Knights of the Round. Do you not like me? We came up with the name together. Damn.
Mhm.
Cut my heart
We've
out.
been through so much together.
And the
You just
stream.
end it. No, anyways, I just hope you all enjoyed listening.
Get your votes in.
Yeah, get your votes in. Who do you
Well,
want to see come again?
I'm guessing
well,
it's Column.
They all
'Cause-
paid for my amazing personality.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Because like it's less noise if I'm
exactly.
around.
Just
Just be in the background.
how about we just mute Colin for all this podcast? Just mute his voice down. When we
Yeah,
talk about it.
get rid of all of his
So just-
dialogue right now.
So it'd be
People
like,
talking crap about
so
Colin.
it'd be like, what do you think, Column? And it'd be like,
You'll have
Just silence. Moves on to the next topic. Just transitions.
Column says he likes that. And that's it.
I am
I'm-
Sean Connor.
I'm a
This is
representative.
all.
I'm a
am
representative
Sean
of
Connery.
Column, and he says that he enjoyed that piece of material. Yes.
Just totally.
Yes.
Just a
very
bunch
much.
of slander. Or just like, Colin, what'd you think of Superior Octopus? Colin says he really likes Superior Octopus.
Colin, what do you
But it's
think
like-
of Super Sons? Colin says that his favorite
Damian
character
Wayne.
is Damian Wayne.
Text to speech.
Oh man, it's gonna be great. But anyways, we're gonna be closing out. So thank you all for watching. Hope you had a good one.
They didn't watch-
Have a happy New Year.
Sure, hold on, Danny, go back. They
Haddock.
listened. They didn't watch anything.
There might be some fun graphics.
Danny,
on
you're horrible at this.
Happy New
Happy New Year, guys.
Sayonara.
And remember,
Merry
you
Christmas.
too can be a hero. See you next time.